with a shooting ass in the gym, baby.
Right.
Don't try to be a fan once we got it all together.
Right.
Just come on and shit. But
remember, y'all started with us from the bottom.
Exactly. We locked in, twin. Okay. But welcome. We have finally launched Strength in Silence. Woo! Woo! Cheers! Yes. Yes. Something for the strong friend. If you didn't see our intro, then go back to our Instagram and check out our reel where we talk about kind of what we doing and why. We're going to go into it more in our first episode now. But first, we're going to introduce ourselves, explain why starting this podcast was important, and then we're going to go from there. So we will start with the beautiful. Over here, I'll let you introduce yourself.
Hello. My name is Nikki J. I'm also known as Nikki the Sage. Why are we here? Why is this important? I'm originally from DMV. I've been here probably longer than some of y'all been on this earth. And I lost my mom before about 3 weeks or so before I turned 21. And so I spent a long time in this state raising my children as a single parent with no family. And so even throughout that, I was that strong person for my friends, finding resources and referring them, just helping other people. And that's always been my thing. So I've always known that I was going to be a champion for the underdog, a voice for those that didn't have a voice. Right. And then so the other part of that is I wanted to be what I didn't have. Right. And so sometimes, though, because you've gone through trauma and lack and scarcity mindset, you overcompensate. So then you start doing more for folks than you probably need to. And so being that strong friend, I'm trying to be Junior Jesus. Right? Jesus like Junior. So I had to take my cape off. But what made this important is because I realized I didn't go through all of the stuff that I've gone through to keep it to myself.
Yeah, that's real.
I realized once I started opening up and talking to other women that it didn't matter how old we were. We had similar experiences and similar stories at the same time. So it was important for me to share that. And that's how I came about through flag football games. Yeah. Some highly competitive people, some that tackle folks in a flag football game. But once again, who gets tackled in a flag football game? A threat. A threat. Okay?
Because we wasn't expecting it.
You just got to take her out.
We're like, girl, you're not supposed to be running this hard.
We just got to stop her.
I was like, where'd she come from?
Just jump on her.
Quick. Don't let it fool you. She quit.
She quit.
Fast.
Yeah, so this has been a lifelong thing, and it's meant to be right now because of y'all.
Yeah.
Right.
I'm motion that. So I'm Linda. My Instagram is naturalme _2. I started this and joined these wonderful, beautiful ladies because, you know, I've been through a lot in probably the last 6 years, 5 years or so. I had a traumatic, toxic relationship. But I think this last year was probably the hardest for me. My dad is going through a lot. He has cancer right now. I newly became a empty nester, so that was hard for me because that's a different age, you know, different life, different part of life that you're going through, new experiences that you're learning to not have your kids anymore. So that was hard for me. And losing some people in my life this year, friends, family, letting go of some friends that you didn't think you was going to let go of.
Right.
Gaining some beautiful new friends.
Hello.
Cheers to that.
Yes.
So I did that so I can take my experiences and help somebody else. I think that was the hardest part, is not knowing how to get through that. And like you said, finding resources to help me navigate through this. How do I deal with, how do I help? You know, I'm always that strong friend that's there for everybody, willing to do whatever for somebody. And having to learn that don't expect anything in return,
Yeah.
right?
Don't expect you.
Expectations.
Don't
Okay,
expect
yeah.
me because you're never gonna get it.
You'd be
Accept what
disappointed.
and accept help. That was the hardest part is just accepting help from other people. So I think that's why I joined this to learn from you ladies, to gain more knowledge, and to provide, like I said, to help other people with some of the stuff that I learned to navigate through life with, and what I learned when I have it. So, and I'm originally from New York, so that hustle and bustle's in me. So I'm gonna go get it regardless. I don't care. But and then I met these beautiful ladies because Nikki over here to my left is my person. She was started off as personal trainer. We become the best of friends right now.
Friend, you call me your friend. Your what? Friend?
Trainer.
Trainer.
She's my trainer, which is my friend and trainer.
The assassin.
She's my trainer. And then I met the other two ladies because of football as well. We got put together football. Yeah, I was underestimating myself, and I sure did. Was like, yes, I'm gonna get it.
Yeah,
and I did.
you did. You
I was
did.
standing strong. And I was, ready to tackle whoever.
Yes.
So it was good. It was fun, and I had a great time. And this is where we at now.
Yeah,
So
for sure.
cheers to that.
Yes.
To that.
Yes.
I'm D So Pretty on all social media platforms. I am a social media influencer, model, content creator, football mom, therapist,
That part.
all of them above, So I am a woman of many hats, but most importantly, I feel like I am a friend and a sister, and I feel like that's one of the roles that is most important to me, because those are people that like choose you. A lot of people don't choose you. Your family you just stuck with, but to have people that like want to love you. I'm gonna get emotional.
That's okay. Yes.
We love you. We love
Yes.
you. Where are tissues
Cause it's like sometimes you be like, damn, I'm just like, fuck it, I'm just so hard to love. But then you got these people that's like, hey, how are you? What you doing? Like, I want to be around you. I miss you. And it's like,
I see you.
it's like I am depressed. I'm a mess.
Yes.
Why do you want to be around me? And so to have people that like choose you and want you is just a different feeling. And so
Just like you are.
especially yes, and so especially like with a sisterhood and building a sisterhood, it's just important because a lot of people get on internet and be like, no new friends, I don't want no new friends, I'm by myself, I ain't got no friends. I'm like, just give me all the new friends if they gonna help me prosper. Give me all the new friends if they gonna teach me something, if they gonna learn me something. Like, give me all of them. And I'm the last one to get on the computer and then say like, oh, I don't got no friends, ain't nobody there for me, because my friends come through. My friends gonna pull up. So we here to just talk about those instances and talk about like the truth behind like being that strong friend,
Yeah.
and just the healing and the trauma and all of the different levels. But at the end of the day, like, we gonna tell y'all the real, and that's the space that I was waiting on, just like a space where I ain't have to pretend to be so pretty the model. That's why I was like, I ain't putting no makeup on, I ain't putting no clothes on. Y'all like our pajamas?
We just
We want to put like glitter on my hair, and I'm gonna put these pajamas on.
That's it.
And I'm gonna talk my real truth.
That's
and
it. Just be
I
you.
appreciate them. And of course, like they said, we did meet doing flag football for a back to school drive. Her and I kind of started planning it, and she's like, "Hey, I got some ladies." And then I see these two ladies, and I'm like, "Oh shit!" She
picked me.
From boot camp to practice to the game to putting book bags together filled with notebooks and crayons and pencils, and it's about 2 years ago, so we might have to run that back.
Right.
It has been that long.
It had 2 years. It'll be 2
Yeah.
years. I think we started in May of 23.
Yeah, we did.
Yeah.
Even
We
that was
definitely
a
got to run
thing.
that back because that was fun.
Running
Yeah.
it back, helping the
Yeah.
kids.
Yeah,
Yes,
but look
yes.
how we gathered to help.
To
Yeah.
To help somebody else, to help the children.
Yeah,
And
we
that's
gave
one thing
almost
we
100
have.
book bags away. So
Yeah.
Yes, that's a common thread.
Yeah.
Where,
It is.
although we all have our own trauma, we're always looking to give back and to help somebody
Always.
else.
Always.
Always.
Yeah, and that's important because I think that's a part of it, right? I think right now in this age, in this era, giving back and having people come together is not there anymore. What
Yeah,
happened
you
to
gotta
that?
really
Yeah.
focus
Connection.
on it.
Right?
We gonna do it though.
Connection.
Miss
Yes.
Ma'am,
Miss
who are you?
Ma'am.
Yes.
I am Nikki.
Yes.
I'm originally from Brooklyn, New York, but I've been out here for a while. And I have always felt like I've been a strong friend. And I didn't even know I was a strong friend until I wasn't, until I needed somebody. So then I'm like, who am I, who am I about
Exactly.
to depend on? And I think the last year has really humbled me to have to depend on people. Now I'm about to cry.
We all learning this.
We're like, dang, we just started.
The last
crazy
year
how we
has
learn those
humbled me
lessons.
to ask for help because it's been hard to ask for help, to be put in a place where you need help and to allow people to help you. And you really see who your true friends are when you're the one that needs that help.
Yes.
That part.
And I think this more for me is to be able to talk about the things that we are afraid or feel like we can't talk because maybe we're the only one that's going through it, but really everybody else. Like for me, the last year I've been going through a divorce and dealing with a mental health issue with my son. And for me, I'm like, oh, nobody understands that. Nobody understands mental health with kids, and nobody understands, being a newly divorcee and having to do everything by yourself. But as I'm talking to more women, I'm like, oh, people are really going through this, and I could be an advocate to some people too. So I think this was more for us to reach out to that person that says I can't reach out to nobody.
Yes.
I ain't got nobody.
Yeah.
Male or
Yeah.
female.
Right.
Yeah.
Yes. 'Cause
Or-
it sucks being the strong friend sometimes, and you're like, okay, now who can I call?
Yeah.
And we did meet through football. These girls, let me tell you,
I know she
these girls showed up. It showed out.
Did.
I got cussed out every boot camp
Did.
faithfully, and they
Did.
didn't talk to me for 24 hours.
Sure did
She
not.
ain't allowed to bring that whistle no more.
Don't fuck with the
I can't even
whistle.
find my whistle anymore. I think somebody
Great.
got me.
Because it turns
Perfect.
you into a different person. It's the whistle.
And then I think it's just amazing how we all connected, and then we all needed a podcast. I feel like we all
Yes.
needed this.
Yeah.
It's something that's gonna feed our soul as well. So we're here in our pink
Yes.
PJs.
We promise to make it fun, entertaining.
Yes, we're gonna
Yes.
cry.
We
and
gonna
we
cry.
Exactly.
We might be mad every now and again
Right.
too, working through some stuff, but it's
Shout
all about
out.
doing that shadow work, right?
Yes.
Hey,
That
Yes.
stuff that other people
working
avoid.
on it.
Yeah.
We
Working
trying
on
to
it,
go-
babe.
We trying to be raw and the
Yes,
truth
it's
and-
gonna be very raw.
You
Yeah.
gotta dig.
Natural.
You gotta dig. That's the thing. People go through life trying to avoid pain. And here's the thing, people. The only way out is through. You gotta go through the pain. You gotta go through the fear. What is fear? False expectations, appearing real. Once you put
Ooh,
that
say it.
Hey, you can't rush past that.
This is not a phrase that I coined. I literally have to give the respect to my elder, Elder Mitchell L. Dawkins, who is now gone. That was my spiritual father. He was more father to me than my real father. But he said, fear is false expectations appearing real. Now, anything that you have done, that you have pushed through that fear, when you got on the other side, you were like, oh man, that's it.
Yeah.
Because it's in your head.
Yes.
You're the creator, right? This is your game. So you make it what you want to make it.
Yes.
That's the thing that we've lost. We don't realize that the control to this life is in
us.
my hands,
We write those
in
chapters.
your mouth,
Yeah.
in your thoughts.
Yes.
Because
Yes.
even when you have these thoughts, your billions of cells are listening to you. Now, which one are you? Are you the thinker or are you the listener? You're both. So make sure you're intentional with
Yes.
both.
You're
When you're
absolutely right.
directing and when you're listening.
When you
Yes.
speak, 'cause
Indeed.
your words
True.
are powerful.
Indeed, you create your life.
Yeah.
Yes.
You
Right.
definitely do.
Indeed.
And that I think that is something that a lot of women realize a little late, because in the beginning, even for me, and a lot of people can relate, and I think that this is another reason why we're starting the podcast is because, like Nikki said, sometimes you're going through something and you like, oh, this is embarrassing, or like I don't really want to talk about it,
That's shame.
and then you tell the one person and they like, Bitch, I went through that too. Or I just went through that, or I'm going through that too, or I feel that exact same way. And it's like, so we kind of want to just lift that off of other women to say, like, no, like in real life, like, it sounds cliche, but like, no, other people are going through the same thing.
Yeah.
And so as a child, you have the expectations of your parents. I know mine was on doctor, lawyer, and I'm like, I'm going to be a pediatrician. Child.
Lawyer was there. I had the mouthful.
Hello, I know. That's why I said just because I'm going off at the mouth don't mean. So I go to FAMU and sit in them high for 7 years in that classroom, and I'm sitting in them biology classes, and I'm like,
This ain't
I
what I wanna
don't
do.
like this shit.
At all.
At all.
I don't like this shit. But because my mama and my granddaddy was saying like, you need to be a doctor, they make a lot of money. I'm like, perfect. And I was said that like, I hate this actually. I'm gonna. My life would be horrible, you know. So then it's then I'm like, oh wait, I could kind of pick, you know, what I want to do. I'm a whole grown up, like I'm
Right.
up here by myself, and so then you have to realize that fairy tale of I'm gonna have a house and a husband by 25. I'm gonna have a boy and a girl. The boy got to be older to take care of the girl, and then I'm gonna be a doctor. It's like that is not
Arbitrary
real.
timeline.
So at the end of the day, like you really have to know as soon as possible that like you're really in control. Of course, it's gonna be outside factors and outside
Of
sources
course.
that's gonna, you know, try to deter you or throw you off your path. But it's up to you to like make the best of it. Shit, put some jewels down the path with your child. Let it
I think it's hard to, you know, I'm a parent of I was a single parent for a while for 2 girls, and their dad's involved, but still more the everyday was me, right? And having them get them prepared for every day, like for life.
Yeah.
Life is not kind. This world is not kind at all. So I was preparing you for that.
Yes.
I don't like. Let's be expectations. I didn't have expectations, but I can't make excuses, right? So that was part of, like you said, I don't have expectations of them, but I didn't let them give me excuses. I don't want to hear excuses of why you can't do it, because there's a will, there's a way. We gonna make it happen.
Exactly.
Some way, however.
Exactly.
So
It's just so hard. I think that's what I'm struggling with now. And by the way, just because we giving advice don't mean that we took it and that we know it all.
Right.
Like,
The
nah,
first
we
or
mi-
second
I
or
can
30th
still might not
time.
take Yeah, baby. I
Right.
can diagnose somebody real quick and don't know what I need to do mid anxiety attack. Okay.
Right.
But like we say, you shouldn't put expectations on nobody. Like that's the first class flight to disappointment.
yep.
But it's like I struggle with not having expectations because in a relationship, I expect you to handle business and treat me accordingly. In my friendships, I expect you to be loyal and honest, you know what I'm saying, and be there for me as I'm there for you.
Right.
So it's hard to be like, oh, well,
I think.
I don't have no
Let
expectations
me
because,
chime in on
baby,
that, because I feel like the expectation and a given, right? So having expectations is different from a given, right? Not even expect. My friends should be loyal, right? The people I have around me, my circle, they should be loyal. They should be. I should be able to be raw with you, and you take it, and I take it to the sense of I'm being malicious or anything like that, because it's not. So it's not an expectation, because as my friend, I expect you to be honest with me, right? And it's not even expect, because expect is the one word. I need you to be honest with me,
yeah.
right? I need you to be raw with me, because if you're not, then you're not real to
see
me.
that. It's
That's
more
not
as
the
a need.
loyalty
Like, this is
I
what I
expect.
And I'm
Exactly.
going to pull back.
And
Yeah,
I'm like,
Because
right.
if
You
you're
can't give
holding
it to
back
me?
from me, if
Yeah.
you don't trust me enough to be vulnerable
Right.
and transparent,
Exactly.
then that means you don't trust me, I don't trust you. I can't trust
Yes.
you.
Right.
Because
Yes.
if you're not fully trusting me, you're not invested in
Yes.
the relationship.
Yes.
And that's a friendship.
Yeah.
That's a personal relationship.
true.
That's a business relationship.
Yeah.
If you can't be transparent and upfront and have some integrity, you can't trust yourself. And if you can't trust yourself, I sure as hell can't trust you.
Exactly.
So, and then the expectations is different, right? Because having expectations is always, look, I had a friend tell me great expectations lead to great disappointment, right? It's a truth. It was said, and it's true. So I can't expect nothing from nobody. I'm going to do me, and I'm going to be as raw, honest, and be true and genuine and loyal to you, because that's what I want in return.
Exactly.
So if you don't give it to me, that's me expecting it, and I'm just going to be disappointed because you didn't provide it to me. So I just feel like if we around each other, it's a given, right? But if you don't, and you can see if somebody's going to be loyal to you. You can tell somebody's going to be loyal to you. I mean, after a period of time, you can. It's not going to be shown right away, but everybody shows their true colors after a period of time.
I feel like it's a line between their true colors and
Situational.
because I've seen, like, it was a situation where I had a friend who had the perfect husband in everybody's eyes. They had no issues other than, like, little
Regular.
issues. It took 20 years for him to see a new fine bitch at work, and it was like, damn, I'm 50. I wonder if I still got it to go test and see if he got it.
Situation,
and it's
it's
like,
circumstances.
sorry, now your stupid ass done spent. Now you got to spend the rest of your days lonely because she done left your ass because you wanted to see if you still got it at 50. Like, come on, like, you was doing good, happy wife, happy life, you straight. Now look at you, you know what
He
I'm
should
saying?
have had somebody. Had he had a man to talk to,
Exactly.
a man, another
It ain't
man,
worth
because there's
it.
a difference between a male and a man. There's a lot of
Hello.
males out here, but men, iron sharpens iron.
Yes.
A group of men would have told him, "You're gonna go through this. You're going to see something that looks
Right.
better. You're going to see something that
That's
you
the
think
thing.
you want." But when you jump that fence, you're gonna realize your grass is greener where you
was
water
at.
it at.
Yep.
See, here's the thing though, and I just want to back up a little bit
Yes.
because I do have some expectations, and I do believe that I can go into any relationship with certain foundational expectations.
Yes.
You gonna treat me a certain way. You're gonna treat me with respect because that's what I'm gonna treat you with, right? You're not gonna talk to me crazy. I'm gonna withdraw. Hopefully, if we on a good day when I'm loving light, because if you talk to me the wrong way on the wrong day, I'm subject. Let me just
Hey.
tell y'all, I'm still being worked on. Okay?
It's pending.
Please
Still a work in progress.
understand.
It's pending, baby.
Disclaimer. Let's give a disclaimer.
This is a pendulum.
Yeah.
It ebbs and it flows. You catch me one day and you slap my cheek and I
Right.
might be, you know what? I understand you having a rough day, but you can come back and catch me the next day and I'm gonna punch you right in the face.
Okay, I'm telling you.
So understand that's another thing too. We expect perfection
Yes.
from ourselves.
Oh,
like
my
people
God,
are like, oh,
yes.
you're spiritual, but oh, you cuss. I cuss like a motherfucker because I can. And I have an extensive vocabulary. But see, that's the thing. And that's the thing with religion. I grew up in the church.
Yes.
Okay? Spent all my time in the church. But people limit the God I believe in. Because if God is all seeing, all knowing, he knew he made me. He know I'm a cuss. He know I might lose my temper. He know I might have some anxiety. He may know all of that. But I'm going to come right on back to center, to source, and right to the people that he put across my path.
Exactly.
And he's always done it. Whatever you believe, whether it's God, the universe, whatever, everything you need, you always had it. You just had to get under the window so you could see it. Your vision was just a little off. But once you got right, that thing clicked in, poof.
Yeah.
And look, right here.
Yeah.
And we've been friends, we've been chilling, we've been going out, acting up for a year, 2 years.
Yeah.
Almost 2 years.
Serious.
And now we get to hear.
Yes.
Because it's been two already.
Why? Because it's time now. It's time now. But you can go into any situation with the expectation of basic boundaries.
Yeah.
Right now, am I going to expect somebody to give their last like I would?
If the
No,
boundaries are respected.
maybe not. But there's a certain code of ethics, and you have to establish that up front.
No, you're
The first
absolutely
time
right.
somebody get out of pocket.
That's
I'm
absolutely
sorry, I'm
right.
not going to engage in that type of conversation with you. We're not going to have that energy exchange.
Listen, that's a.
That's tough.
That
It
hard.
is.
That's so
Boundaries is the
tough.
hardest thing. Like
Yeah.
for me, I
It's
feel
a
like
reaction, right? Because I suffer. I got diagnosed with PTSD. So learning my triggers and learning to not respond to that was hard for me, and it's still a little hard because I get moments where I'm just like, walk away, because if not, it ain't gonna be good. The outcome is not gonna be good.
I feel you
right?
with CPTSD,
So,
same thing.
Like,
Yeah.
it's hard.
It is.
It's hard. It's hard not
It's
to
work.
be triggered. But again, like you said, establishing those boundaries and letting that other person know, listen, you crossed the boundaries. I'm good. I'm not
Right.
going to engage with you. I need to walk away because we ain't going to like the outcome of what it's going to be like.
Hey, she don't like setting boundaries because she don't want to hurt nobody's feelings.
Hurt them.
Fuck 'em.
That's
podcast is
self-care.
not.
She tricking me.
But
You need that friend to like really love you and want.
And you,
Even
need that, and you need that friend to go tell you about
yeah.
Don't do that. You did that last year and look at your ass. Don't do that again.
Exactly.
We're not going there no more.
We're not doing that. But she's like, yeah, I want to, but like, he gonna think I'm mean. Yes, fuck him.
Who's for you is for you, and they're going to accept you
Yes.
exactly as you show.
Yeah,
Now, if you're
I'm
toxic,
definitely
that's a
trying
whole
to work
different.
on my boundaries. I'm always like, but what if they?
Yeah.
What if they?
But you know what? It also goes back to like traumas and
Oh,
also
I'm
goes
definitely
back
my
to,
people pleasing.
Yes.
Oh, my gosh.
But it's also, and I get that, and I used to be like that, but I went into this last couple of years where I don't give a F. I don't give a at all. What you think, what you have to say, how I'm doing it is how I'm doing it, and I don't care if you like it or not. It's my life. I have to figure it out. But what I was gonna say is that also goes back to when we was kids, right? I spent a lot of time trying to please my mother.
Of course,
And
yeah.
I love her, don't get me wrong,
Yes.
she's great. But I spent a lot of time trying to please my parents.
Yeah.
If I need to do this the right way, I need to do this the right way. And I had to learn how to just let that go.
That's where it comes from.
And that's where it
Yeah.
They
comes from.
teach us.
Yeah.
They condition us to that.
And that I really believe is why we not as close as we were. Like I love my mama, don't get me wrong, I love her to death. But we not as close as we used to be because at first in my younger years, it took me till I was like honestly like 27, 28. Like I was a grown. I think I was like about to have legend. But it took then for me to be like, no, I don't want to do that. You know, like because
realize you were grown.
It just started for me, like this year. or last
yeah,
year,
because
for
it's
me
like
to say, no, that's not right.
I used to always be like, I don't want to hear her mouth, or I'll let her say something, and I'm like, I ain't gonna disrespect
right,
nothing.
that's my mama.
And then now, but then when it got to the point where I was like, well, you know, I'm like that because you, and they be like,
I never.
And get amnesia.
right.
Oh, the amnesia.
I'm just saying that you fucked me up, and now you mad that I'm fucked up.
How you going to beat me being mad about what you did?
Wait. Or they get mad because why are you talking to me like that? But you taught me to speak my
You
truth.
talk, yeah.
I'm wrong for now being honest and speaking
Or why
the
you
truth.
bringing that up?
Yes, why I'm bringing it up.
We was having a nice time. Why you bringing
Don't
that
talk
up?
to me
It's
that
like,
way,
'cause I
but I
just-
don't understand.
I
I'm
just
talking
wanna-
to you the way.
Pinch of accountability.
Yeah.
A pinch
it
of
ain't
it.
gonna be none of
That's a
that.
whole nother episode.
Right,
We gonna
we
We
gonna
gotta put
have
a pin on that one.
we were just
the
saying
mama versus daughter.
yeah, but
episodes,
like
'cause-
expectations. It's
We
ridiculous.
might have to
Right.
get our daughters on here because let me tell you.
I don't have any. Actually,
I'm
do I have
saying.
any stepdaughter? Shout out to my stepdaughter.
Everybody's
We might
children
have
been
to
my
get one of our
children.
daughters on
Right.
here to
Hold up. We want this to be a wonderful podcast. We want no, we just playing, y'all.
No, I think my daughters would be good. I really would.
Good.
Speak for yourself. No, I'm just
That's what I did. I said my daughters.
Yeah, but I think that's something that like our dynamic is so good. We have different ages. We kind of all grew up the same, but we're at different stages. Like when I talk to Linda, sometimes I'm like, "Oh my God, this, and this." She goes, "Girl, that I was you, like
Right.
at your age," and I was like, "Really?"
Yeah.
She's like, "I've been there, done that," and like y'all have girls, we have boys, so it's kind of like we can all be there for each
that's
other.
true.
Yeah,
Yeah,
You know?
literally.
And
Y'all got the
The boys.
Boys are little terrorists.
Right, I don't know how it is to raise a girl. 'cause
My
listen,
grandsons
that
are
mouth,
wild.
I don't know. God just knew. He knew what I could bear. He gave me a perfect son. I don't have no issues with him. I heard him say his first cuss word last week, and he's 7. And it's because somebody was talking about his mama on the field. He said something like, "Your mama something." Legend talking about, "Shut your big ass up." The baby man on the field now telling another person, "Shut their big ass up."
Stand
That's
up.
about my mama.
10
Stand
toes.
out.
As
You knew it. You man.
my first fights in life was about somebody talking about your mama. What?
Yeah.
Larynx crush.
Yeah.
Period.
Nah, you can't come. You
What?
can't come for the mama.
We all
No.
know. I can talk about my mama, don't you?
That-
Yeah.
Right.
my mama.
Yeah, we can
No.
argue all day, but watch your
Yeah,
mouth.
nah.
Watch your
So,
mouth.
they don't be going for that, but it's just a sense of protection that the kids have, and it's like circle of life. We raised them, then we became friends, then they raise us,
Right.
and take care of us, and it is what it is.
I have a question. What child are you?
Oldest or
Are you the
youngest?
oldest, youngest? You're the oldest.
Wow.
I'm the youngest.
You're the baby.
Yes.
I'm the baby.
You the baby.
Yeah.
I've been in all of them.
Really?
I've been in every position as the daughter.
Oh,
I was the
wow.
oldest daughter because my brother is older than me. I was the oldest daughter, but I was also the baby. Then my little brother was born. So then I became the
Middle
middle,
child.
right? Then my oldest brother is gone, and it's me and my baby brother. Then my little sister's born, so now I'm kind of like the oldest, and my mom dies.
So now you're the mom.
I'm kind of, and it's funny. It's funny because my baby brother and I were chatting this morning, and I was like, I love you. He's like, I love you too. It was cool spending time with Mom 2.0. And I'm like,
It's funny how we become our parents, right?
Yeah, no, for real.
because
For
my
real.
mom passed when he was like 12, so like I'm his only constant, and he's my little sister's constant because they lived in the house together, right? So kind of, and I stole her face.
Yeah,
There's
of course. So did my son opened my phone, like you with the Face ID, legend. Oh wow,
Oh, wow.
in that thing,
My
baby,
youngest did that, though, on my phone, too.
in
Like, I
that
was
thing.
like, what?
Yeah.
I'm gonna need them to tighten up on the
Easy.
facial
Come
recognition
on.
technology.
Come on, Apple. Like he ain't got no hair. Like, be for real. At least everything is me now, but like
They were
come
like,
on,
maybe you
Apple.
shaved your hair.
Yeah, maybe you stressed out. You know, women cut their
They
hair.
can't recognize me.
Yeah.
That's me. I just put glasses
But
on.
like legend, yeah, you'll pass. Close enough.
I've always wanted to be the young sibling, though.
Really?
Being the oldest was terrible.
Oh yeah,
I think so.
A lot of
though.
responsibility.
Yes.
I definitely always believe that. As much as I've always wanted younger siblings, I don't want that responsibility because my sister is like second in command. You know, when mama not around or she can't do something, I am calling Shakita.
Yes.
Help me.
I would agree. My sister.
Help me, girl.
Yeah, I would agree.
And
See,
I'm
I don't
kind of
have
the
any
anchor now.
sisters, so
Yeah.
I don't know what it is with having sisters. My brother took a lot of beatings for me, though, because I used to get in trouble for nothing, and he'd be like, I did it. And I'm like, no, you did it.
Right. Oh, that's
It's
a
okay.
real one.
Yes.
Yeah.
Until he broke my mama glass table, I was not taking that whooping.
She
He
said
did
no.
It. He did it.
I can't do this one.
You
No,
broke the table.
nah, you
I was
pushing
the
it.
troublemaker, so I can't tell you nothing. Like, I had a shirt that didn't say, watch out, here comes trouble.
Yeah.
I would try to do what my brother did
My
and
brothers
get in
would beat me
trouble,
up.
and then be like, "Well, Kenny did it. Kenny didn't get caught. What the?" So that taught me how to try to be sneaky.
I think my mama was just tired by the time I came. It was so many of them that she was just like, fuck it, y'all get her then. Fuck it.
Even
So-
me, I see KJ's like, Mom, if I would have did that, boy, I'm tired.
Yeah, like I already, you drove me fucking crazy. So my mama was just like, yeah, if y'all got a problem with it, y'all get her then. Fuck it. Like, it is what it is.
Right.
But it was hard to discipline me because I am a Sagittarius. Like,
Shout out to the
yeah.
Sagittarius, because I want
So I know. So we can be very. We gonna make sure we get what we want.
I just don't understand why we're talking about Sagittarius and Capricorn.
And,
Right. And post Scorpio season.
you
What?
know, just a little tidbit. The point is that we normally find a way to finesse to get what we want.
Yeah.
So it's like I had a good balance of like. I'm getting RAs. I'm on the honor roll. I got a scholarship to FAMU. Like, I'm on the mathlete. So sometimes after school, I'm on the bus competing like mean girls on the mathletes competition. Oh, but I might be suspended next week because I definitely slapped her like for sure. But my mama gonna go get my work, and I bet you when I come back, it's all done.
Right.
And my grade test, like everything's good. So it's hard to be like, girl, like you bringing in the good grades. Like the teachers don't got nothing but amazing things to say to you, other than like everybody
wonderful.
talk too much in class.
Her behavior, though.
Yeah.
You talk too much in class.
Except for this one teacher. It's always that one teacher, and I had this one teacher, Miss Kara Bickham. She was English in high school. We had the parent teacher conference, and she had already knew I had already set it off in there a couple times. My mama came in there. She said, "Ma'am, listen, your daughter's so smart. I just might have to put my hands on her." My mama told the lady, "Please help me do so." And from then on, that lady was like, "Great. All I needed was for you to say so." Let me be fighting in that hallway. I yoked up. I just ran out walking backwards like this. She She snatching me in the classroom. She did not play. But she also sent my ACT scores to FAMU and got me the fuck up out of Chicago because she
Okay.
knew that I was bigger than that. So
Right.
sometimes you need that, you
Yeah.
know.
How were y'all in high school?
No,
Right, I
let me back
got-
up. Let me back up.
Let's talk about Linda.
My grades were always on point. Like, I didn't mess around when it came down to school, and I never did with my kids either. Like, school was a priority. I don't care about everybody else. We need to get school on point, right? But I was that friend that everybody came to if they was like bullied. Like, cause they knew I didn't care. I was gonna go up to somebody and be like, "What's the problem? Let's fix it now. Let's get it out of the way."
Bully all the
right?
bullies.
Yeah, I didn't like that. Like, I was always that friend that people came to if they needed advice or if they needed things. So, but I was a good. Like, I graduated valedictorian in my high school. Like, I was good. I graduated on top of my class. I had probably a 4.2 GPA. Like, I was really good in school. But I did have a big mouth. I did.
No.
No way.
It took me like 2 years to get good together though, because listen, growing up in New York, high school, all you had to do was go to homeroom class, and you was checked in for the rest of the day. So I don't care if you went to the other classes, as long as you did your homework and you turned that in. So that's all it was. So we cut school I think I cut every class for 2 years.
Oh my
I
God.
went to homeroom, was like left. Came lunchtime, I went to like the first 3 classes. Came lunchtime, I was out. We had hooky parties. We had every kind of thing.
Yeah, yeah.
Oh, I'm saying my age right now.
I think that's a New York thing because my New York friends, they would check in and we would go to the beach.
Summertime was a beach. It was hooky parties. It was everything.
Y'all bad influence.
Well, I say, man, I don't understand. Everybody was telling me that they was cutting school shit. Why the fuck was I still there? Like, I don't understand why nobody told me, like, just skip. And that way you don't got to fight all the time. No, me, I want to stay till 3. Fight every bitch I see in the highway. I
skipped so
should have just
much.
left.
I just came back for either cheerleader or track practice. They're like, you skip to come back? Yes, because I still got to go do
I got to do my shit now. Come on now.
And I was there for the important moment.
Yeah.
That's it.
And
That's
always
all
got
I
my
care.
work done.
Yeah,
High
I
school
always
was
had my work
different
done.
for me. I think I was really just coming into myself in high school. Like, I always was very smart. I was in gifted, like, young. Like, let me take y'all back because I was writing in 5th grade, writing code for Texas Instruments computers.
Oh, wow.
Okay, back then in gifted and talented education. But I think, so let me just give you this. I have been to 15 different schools by the time I was 15, right? So there was adjustments and my people wasn't in the military, okay? So just as soon as I got used to some folks, I was likely moving again. And it went from the hood in Baltimore to the county, Baltimore County, to living in, I'm from Cheverly, Maryland, which is suburban DC. So Oxon Hill, like all of that type of stuff. I learned so many different things about so many different people, which makes me, like, it was a bad thing for me, right? I thought this was like, dang, I can't keep friends, da, da, da. But now in hindsight, it's allowed me an ability to talk to just about anybody about anything. Fast forward to high school. So I ran a little track in middle school. I went to Greenwood Lakes the very first year it was built. Don't be Googling that. We were the first 8th grade graduating class from Greenwood Lakes. Went to Oviedo. But see, here's where trauma kicked in. So for me, nobody knew what was going on with my stepfather. And I was at the age where I'm realizing, oh, this is really fucked up. And so I'm running away, which I really wasn't running away. I just didn't come the fuck home. Okay.
I mean, I was with you because I think there was a couple of nights I didn't come home.
Yeah.
I was gone for like 2 or 3 days, but it
Yeah.
was just hanging out. Like,
I ain't running away.
Yeah, it wasn't running away. It was just,
hanging out.
I'm not with the bullshit.
Yeah.
So high school was like, I started drinking at 9. My parents had wine racks. They did not drink. Baby, I tore it up. High school, I was going with the big gulp cup. In the
Yeah, I
morning.
was gonna say that's why all our drinks empty.
Right.
But,
With wine.
yeah.
So I started smoking weed with my white friends, who, by the way, had the best weed. But high school was kind of a blur. I was smart, but by the 10th grade, I wasn't going to class my New York friends who also taught me, they were all Puerto Rican.
Yeah.
One was from Spain.
Class.
They taught me Spanish. I taught them English. Like we would go to the beach. That's where I started taking pictures. That's where I got my love for pictures. But I didn't stay there long. Like I went to school, but I was bored. Like
It's
I didn't
crazy
want
you
to
say
sit there
that,
and
though.
listen to none of that shit. Like what y'all telling me?
Because if you talk to a lot of my friends, I got friends that I've had, 30 years, but we talk and we bullshit now. And they was like, we thought you was in the witness protection program as much as you moved. We didn't even know what you was doing, where you was at. Nothing. So I think it's funny how you say that. And I know I wasn't in the military either, but my parents just moved. I think from the time I was 12 until I was 17 that we moved here, or 18, almost 18 when I moved here. Yeah, my parents moved a lot. I don't know why. We never understood it why. I think
We
now
did
that I'm
too.
adults, I get
We
it.
did
Right,
too.
But
right.
that helped me, like you said, I can adjust myself in any situation, any room, and read the room and know like how to talk to certain people. How to,
Yeah.
I need to get ratchet with you or ghetto with you, I can. Or if I need to be professional, I can be professional and know how to work a room. So yeah, it definitely helped me moving around a lot.
I ended up in. I ended up withdrawing. That's a story for another day. I had cussed the principal out and
Okay.
went home and then told my mother what happened. And she was actually she was coming around the corner to sign me out as I was walking out the door, telling Mr. Berthoff to kiss my ass, and told her what happened. And she just withdrew me. So I actually ended up in foster care. Through some other circumstances, and I graduated because a nun through foster care program took time with me, and I was able to get my high school diploma. We got a special waiver through the county, Orange County, to actually get my high school diploma.
Oh wow.
And so I was 16 when that happened, and then I ended up getting pregnant. Got in the foster care program, had my own apartment. At 17, I had my daughter. I was working at Wendy's, and I was going to college at 17 in the foster care system. So,
Crazy, all the ages.
yeah.
Yes. That's what I'm saying. Then it's like you can't imagine because when I think about what I was doing at 17, I'm
Right.
like, what the fuck would I've done with a baby?
A baby.
Like I don't know. It was just I was too outside.
I have
child.
been living hand to mouth though probably since I was 13. I started leaving home at 13.
Okay, I feel you.
I didn't want kids. My sister, I was 15 when my sister had my niece, my oldest niece, and having to hear her cry wake me up. Like I was just like, I didn't want no kids. Like this, hell nah. Like, and then my mom, she traumatized me big time. She made me be there when my niece was being born, like see the whole thing. And I
Make
was
sure
like,
you're on track.
Oh,
Birth
I was
control.
Like, I don't want none of this shit. Put me on birth
I had my
control.
son because of my mama. I got pregnant. I lost my virginity and got pregnant on prom night. Found out I was pregnant on graduation. Full ride scholarship to run track at University of Miami. I'm ready to go. My mom's like, "Oh, you're pregnant. You have to have this baby." I didn't know anything about abortions. I didn't know anything about giving childs up. I didn't know anything. I'm like, I have to. You have to. I'm like, but then how am I gonna go to college? She's like, you can still go. I'll take the baby. So I was like, okay. Yeah. So then I had the baby, and I'm like, I can't just leave my baby.
Yeah, like when yeah.
I know
can't
folks
leave
that
my
did
baby.
though.
So I was like, I'll stay here and just go to Valencia.
Yeah.
Oh well, but
Yeah,
it
be
was,
like,
it
these
was
kids,
a
though.
different. Like I feel like I went from a child to a mom. Like
Yep.
quick. I
Yep.
didn't go clubbing. I didn't get a chance to hang out. Like it was child, mom.
Yeah, I have
That's
fun
it
until
for
I
the
got
rest of
my
your
kids.
life, actually.
Like, it changed. I think being a mom changed. I mean, I'm gonna speak for myself, but it changed me completely. It really like adulting in like full force is like now you're responsible for somebody else. Like that's a big like.
Yes.
I
Like,
did
To have
whatever I
somebody
had to
life
do
in your
to
hands.
take care of
somebody
them.
else's.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's different.
And
Being a
given your
parent.
trauma, you want it to be better. Like certain
Yes.
things, my mother came from the era where she would slap the taste out of your mouth. To me, that was the most humiliating thing you could ever do to a person. So I think with my three girls, I think I've slapped each one of them once. And it broke me each time, and I never did it again because I remember how I felt when my mother would slap. In the middle of Mondam and Mall, my mama slapped the taste out of my mouth. Everybody in the mall turned around and looked. I said I would never do that.
My mom didn't hit us much, but my mom gave us that look like, oh, you won't get it when you get home. And we were terrified. Like, we ain't had nothing. Like, we already knew. We went to family's house. They would ask us, you want something to eat? And we had to look at our mother. And she would have be like, yeah, you can eat. And I'd be like, damn. Like, right? So I kind of looked at those parts of that. I would look at my kids, because I didn't want to hit my kids. Like, I remember there was parts, the moments that my mom did hit me, I remember those moments, right? So with my kids, I try not to hit them, and I definitely try not to yell or scream. I did maybe a couple of times more than what I wanted to, but for the most part, I would tell them, go in their room, think about what you did, and come back and explain to me why you did that. Like, what did you learn for not to do it again? So, because my mom did traumatize me with screaming and yelling and looking at us like, oh, yeah, I'm going to beat your ass when you get home. Don't worry about it. And I was terrified.
Yeah, no, that my good sis said, where you show up at, I'm going to show out right with you. So, you want to embarrass me? No, I'm going to embarrass you.
Yep.
And did deliver it.
And that is why a lot of times a lot of times we realize, like, damn, time has changed. You know what I'm saying? Because right now you can't slap your kid in the mouth without going to 33rd.
Man.
Not especially to the street where everybody stopped
Exactly.
and turned around like,
you got to do one of these.
right, talk between your teeth. Mama, listen. Okay, so I was born in 73. Y'all do your own math. In first grade, my mother went because my first grade teacher slapped me because the little boy pushed my hands in the cubby. I tried to tell her, but it was racism shit back then. He was mixed. I was the only black kid in the class. I'm trying to tell her. She didn't want to hear it. I'm telling her Charles badass pushed my fingers in his head and mushed him. Bent. Okay, Terry comes up to the school the next day, called the lady to class, and she telling me now what you say happened? Okay, so I'm talking. So she looks at the lady. Is that what happened? Yeah, well, did you hit her? Yes, because she was disruptive. She yelled. Baby, when I tell you my mother, pop! I ain't even think about it. That lady head hit that concrete. The door was open like this. The whole class was, It was a collective gasp. And
Since
my mother
we
was
slapping
like,
people.
Right.
don't you ever put your motherfucking hands on my child again. If you have a problem, call me. I will come up here and straighten her. But if she tells you something, you listen to her. Don't put your hands on her. Now, how many times she would have been in jail? She'd have been tased. She'd have been shot. She'd have been how many things had you slapped a white woman about your child in 2024?
Hello. They'd have been like, you should have got
But
somebody.
period, it's even slapping your kids. Like, because people are quick to, like, I used to tell my kids, right, because they used to be like, they have friends, and growing up that era of their friends was like, I won't call the cops. I used to look at my kids. I used to look at their friends and be like, don't do that. Like, trust me, you don't want that. But I would look at my friends, my kids, and tell them, try that. Make sure they lock me up when they come.
Exactly.
Because if I get out,
Yeah, I
or they
swear.
don't take me,
I
you ain't going to
swear.
want to know what's going to happen.
Yes.
So don't.
I'm telling you.
I think, they didn't want to find that out, so it never happened.
It be like that though. Sometimes you don't want to. You know your mama well enough, child. But like we said, we are gonna go and do a whole nother episode
Yes.
as far as being a mom, dealing with moms. We're gonna have a whole episode for that. But we are gonna wrap up this first one as an intro to just letting y'all get to know who we are,
A little bit.
and what we came here to talk about, and what we'll be discussing. Pending, because the plan is to be here every Sunday.
Yes.
We have a very hectic Sunday next week, so we might have to film before brunch or vlog brunch.
Yes.
Oh man, y'all
But y'all will see us
that
soon.
brunch.
Yes, we'll see them soon.
Y'all will see us soon. Make sure y'all like, follow, and subscribe. Follow us
Follow.
on all
Wait,
platforms.
Let me ask this because I want to end this on a high note, right? Because I think we did good.
I'm not high.
Right?
Yeah.
Let's end this on a good note. What are you grateful for in life today? Period.
I'm grateful for learning my own voice and being able to discern that in a sea in a multiplicity of other voices. I'm grateful that I know my energy and that my energy has attracted each one of you and everybody else that's supposed to be on the same path with me. I'm grateful for that.
Okay, I'm gonna say I'm grateful for you ladies. Definitely getting to know you, and I think just what you guys bring to my life, right? The lessons I've learned with you guys, the going through the changes, and you guys being there for me, and able to give me advice, even though I'm maybe older than you or younger than you. It doesn't matter. You guys gave me some great advice. And I'm grateful for my life, my family, and my kids. I think every day I'm blessed to say that.
For sure.
Of course.
Yeah.
Today I actually was thinking about that, and today, because I'm grateful for things every day, but today I think I'm only grateful for my bad times, which is weird.
Yes.
But I was like talking about it with someone, and I was really thinking about it, and I was just thinking about how like every time I thought I was up out of here, every time like I'm like, this the worst thing that could ever happen. Like my story from that like was it not only did it like heal the people around me or put me in a better position or make me a better person, but it fixes my mindset and it makes me strive to be better. So a lot of times in the moment you can't see the silver lining. So I'm just grateful that I was able to push through those moments. That way I could see now like what they were for.
Yes.
Because every bad thing that has ever happened, like I move different now. I think different. I react different. I associate with different people because of those things. So,
Necessary.
and I also like my resolution for 2025 was to make sure that, because I don't, and I'm be real, to make sure I praise God during those times, because instead, like during those times, I be like, God, why me? I'm not your strongest soldier. Leave me alone, please. I don't want to take like, why is you doing this? But
And
so
what we go through is just temporary.
yeah, and it's always just temporary, and he always with you through it also. My thing, and that's why I struggle with the most, because of course I could type it on Facebook and be like, praise God through the hard times, and not do it. So my goal is to actually do it and apply it, because those hard times and those bad times really, really like created like
Those
from
are
the
growth.
concrete.
Your growth. Yep.
Yes. I'm grateful for it almost being my birthday.
I knew. Yeah, but I could have put my money on it. I could have put my money
January
on it.
14th. No, I'm grateful for, I think, the sisterhood. I feel like each one of you awakens a part of me that I needed to have been awakened. Like, y'all all bring something to me, I think, like my soul. And I'm like, dang, I didn't know I needed that.
Yeah.
So I'm grateful for this and the experience and everything that we've been together through from day one till now. I feel like it's all been an experience.
Yeah, it has.
So,
For sure.
and we're here with y'all.
Yes.
Look at the results.
Right.
So make sure you click the link tree in our Instagram bio, and it'll have the links to everything:
share,
Facebook, TikTok,
subscribe.
YouTube, all that.
Follow us.
It's only gonna get better. We up from here.
this is a
I
start.
hope you know.
Yes.
Tag in. Hey, tag a friend. It's not
Right.
just for women either. It's
Yeah.
for men.
Oh,
yeah.
It's plenty of
Heal
y'all
for all.
strong
Heal
male
for all.
friends out
Listen,
there. who
Follow
have
our
helped me.
individual pages and
Yes.
Strength in Silence.
Yes.
And we will see y'all next Sunday.
Bye.